Ten Hag, man, I believe there's something cooking there.
Well,
Man.
listen,
I'm
cooking
telling
for you.
it ain't good for me, I know. But listen,
Do you realise this is our top four is getting
You
smaller
like him
and
because
smaller?
he's Dutch, innit?
bro,
him
when
'cause
Ten
he's
Hag was after his first year at Ajax, I've got tweets going like 2 years back saying, listen, if Spurs are a serious club, when Jose was here, I said after Jose, we go get 10. Let me get the tweet up, man.
Whilst you're
I
doing
said,
that,
yo,
let me open the floor now for this debate. Can Manchester United now win the Premier League? Or are they title contenders after such a massive win today? Let's start with Matisse. I mean, it's going to be a painful chat for you as well. And the tweet is there from
Bro.
2021, is that?
27th of April 2021, I said the mission statement this summer is simple. Mission 1, get Ten Hag. Mission 2, bring Lisandro Martinez and get Toby and give them Toby as a sweetener. Obviously a former player,
Yeah.
give him a bit of experience. Mission 3, clear some deadwood. Mission 4, break the bank for Gravenberch. I was ahead of the curve, man.
You are, no, listen, you are on a few
That's
things,
why when I
bro.
see what
You are.
United are doing now, I'm like, I saw that. And that should have been mine.
Well, listen, we've run a poll in the chat right now. Get involved with it if you can. If you're a United fan, you're obviously going to say that they're now involved in a title race. But let's discuss it and break it down even more. With the win today, they go a point behind Manchester City. We all know that Manchester City are title contenders. Arsenal out there at the front at the minute. But Matisse, can Manchester United, first of all, get themselves in a proper race as the months go on? But is there a chance they could win the Premier League?
I don't think they'll win it, but they have to be a contender going 1 point behind City because they look the most organised in terms of defensively. You know, out of all teams at the moment, defensively they've been really solid under Ten Hag. I do think that the lack of options up front in terms of obviously Weghorst has come in, Anthony's been pretty much not really performing recently. Martial, again, it's basically Rashford or bust up there.
Yeah.
But the foundation that they've built defensively and Casemiro and that initial, you know, back five of players, even when Maguire steps in, Wan-Bissaka steps in, it's not catastrophic like it used to be. You have to say that they're a contender. Going 1 point behind City is no joke. Beating Man City is no joke. It all happened very quickly in the space of a couple of minutes, but it's still got done. So the mentality is there to fight back. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they pull up to the Emirates away from home. That's going to be a big opportunity for them to reaffirm their title credentials. If they go and beat Arsenal at the Emirates, then
that's massive.
That's a different conversation. Then they are legitimately in a title race. But at the moment, 1 point behind, they're in it. They're in amongst it. So you have to say they're a contender. But it's very early in the season as well. There's still a long way to go. So I don't even believe in giving people the title tag this early. I think let the January window finish as well. See who recruits, who doesn't, and then let's get into February and see. But you know, at the moment they're in amongst it.
Ben, thoughts?
Yeah, I guess you could say they're contenders. I can't believe we're actually saying they are contenders after they got spanked by Brentford. Like, they've come a long way. And now, my friend Bertie, if you're watching, shout out Bertie, he had made a good point. Now, obviously, they're level with City now, right? They've got a robot up front. How have Man United gone from losing 4-0 to Brentford to being where they are now? It's nuts. But to say they're contenders, it'd be hard to disagree looking at the table. But
Matisse agrees.
Yeah, Matisse agrees.
United prop.
It's killing him.
This Man United prop is gonna kill me.
Yes, I'm going to answer your question quickly. Yeah, before he has he chokes to death. Yeah, United are contenders. Let's say that.
I'm not sure.
At what point has it changed for you? Because I was, as you know, clearly not a Manchester United fan. I've been trying to suppress the props, the reality, and it's creeping up on me week on week now. And they're getting points every week, it seems. Rashford on fire.
Yeah.
Are they?
I don't
Can
buy
they
it.
be?
I don't buy it. I feel like the table can sometimes paint a false picture. I think you look at the games as well. We're not actually officially at the halfway point yet. Do you know what I mean? It's 18 games into the season and January is still to come. I think every week up until about April, I think every team's playing 2 games.
Yeah.
So I think there's still so much football to be played. They are in a good position. I think they are definitely making strides forward. But even for them, I think a title challenge is too premature, and I think if they even do get involved in it and crumble away, they'll be like, we weren't expected to be involved. So I'm not going to push them into that. I think Arsenal have put themselves in a position where it's almost undeniable. They've been leading the charge. They're playing the best football. They've got some of the best players in the league at the moment. So it's like, you can call yourself actual contenders. City are chasing you now, and especially with City dropping points. United, I'm still like, just getting into the picture. It's like saying basically 2 weeks ago, we could have said, sat here and said, Newcastle are contenders. It's like, now they're fourth, and
Every week
we're a
there's
little bit further
different
behind.
topic,
Yeah. So
Man
it's
United's still in all 4 competitions as well.
exactly.
The quadruple's still on.
So I think the goalposts are still going to be changing over the next couple of weeks. I always say when you get after March, that's when you start to get a real defined picture of.
I guess I'm forgetting as well. We've literally skipped 6 weeks of the season. Like maybe if it was any other season, it would be a bit easier to say. But we've skipped 6 or 7 games,
and that's
haven't we?
all now going to be compressing. Like I think April, every team's got like 7 games to play or something like that.
Packed out
Months
calendar.
like that, the table's going to flip.
City's
on
big squad will benefit. They'll
I think
benefit from
the
that.
one thing that we have to say with Man United, though, that does give them a slight bit of an advantage is the fact that they're improving. They're only on an upward trajectory under Ten Hag at the moment. They started the season getting slapped up to Brentford, slapped up to City.
And Brighton.
And Brighton. They wasn't really sure what they're going to do defensively. He's playing Eriksen that double pivot today. He puts Fred in there. He's clearly learned. Eriksen's not tracking Foden's runs. We're not going with that again. So Man United, my worry is with them is that their trajectory is good, and with the weird season that we're in, and I can't trust Man City anymore. You know what I mean?
Could they sneak it?
Could they? I don't
Not
think they're going to win it. I don't
sneak
think
in
they're
the
gonna win
race,
it. But
basically.
yeah, but can they just be amongst?
Here's a question for you, though.
Crazy season that we're in. If there's any season where Manchester United are going to contend, it's going to be this because of the way that everybody's.
What
moving around.
happens if there's one Marcus Rashford injury?
Yeah, exactly. But we can say that for any team.
Then
That's
that's
what I'm saying.
where course comes in, mate.
Yeah, I get that. And listen, that is what he's been brought in.
That's